Bad movie drinking game. 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 Bad movie drinking game.
Hi kids, it's me, Ronald McDonald, and I'm on the set of my very first motion picture ever, Mac and Me. His name is Mac, and I want to introduce you to him. Mac? Anybody seen Mac? Where'd he go?
Hi, and welcome to Bad Movie Drinking Game, where we watch bad movies and make a drinking game so you can enjoy this even more. I'm with my friends Brian, Marcus, and Franklin. Today we are viewing Mac and Me. That's right, the notorious E.T. ripoff funded entirely by the McDonald's and Coca-Cola Corporation.
It's easily my favorite commercial.
It's an
it's
hour.
The longest.
It's the longest commercial ever made. It has a plot to it.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
Yes.
It has segments connected together.
Yeah.
It's great. Brian, you have never seen this film, have you?
Nope, only heard of it,
Yes.
and nothing good.
We had to bring in a negative ringer on this one. So we're going to get to see the initial reaction to this monstrosity that's so fun to watch. So chill the glasses, dim the lights, and let's get into this thing. The rules for our drinking game, why don't we start off with you, Franklin?
The first rule is anytime you see blatant product placement, like you're going to see McDonald's and Coke in a lot of the shots.
Yes, you are.
But when it's more important to the shot than Mac and Me,
Yeah.
they are not as important to the shot as the product. You take a drink.
The next would be anytime the film's protagonist loses control of his wheelchair for whatever reason, which will happen quite a few oftentimes, you will take a nice little drink.
The following rule after that would be anytime Mac displays powers that were unbeknownst to us as viewers.
And
So all of them then.
A lot of them, yes.
And anytime you get this creepy, nagging feeling on the back of your neck that the shot or scene you're watching is completely ripping off the film E.T., take a drink.
He's in the vacuum.
What? What are you talking about?
Something I've been telling you about, the Mac.
What?
The mysterious alien creature.
I think it needs to be made clear exactly how excruciatingly terrible this film is, but yet a delight to watch. So we invited a fifth member to join on with us today. Thank you very much, Brian, for bringing your pal giant bottle of beer. That's right. We're going to need all of this to get through this here. So anyone who's a careful viewer, or perhaps of the 15 people who watch this who actually know us all, may know that most of us here tend to drink an alcoholic beverage or two while we do this. This is completely voluntary. Drink whatever you'd like. But not all of us here actually drink that. So we've come up with a special new way to keep Marcus in on this, very themed for the episode. Normally you'll be used to, of course, of us seeing raising our glasses, taking a nice alcoholic swill here. But in the spirit of this film and its egregious use of product placement, Marcus, whenever in place of drinking, feel free to wet your palate down, you can take a bite of our chicken McNuggets that we have loaded up on here. So every time,
This is gonna be fun.
yes, every time there is a drinking roll, eat a nugget.
I don't think I want to do this.
I think you're going to.
A delight.
Yeah.
Let's just put it this way.
We want you to feel the physical connection to the film like we do.
Oh god.
We'll be back in just a second to discuss the film.
Holy shit! It's Orion. I forgot.
Yep. The great myths of time.
I wonder how they went bankrupt.
Oh boy, we're watching Critters?
No.
We should be watching RoboCop.
No, it's 2000.
Is it just me or does
Yeah!
I forget that there's an Asian guy there too.
Okay, pick up the pace. Very good.
Now see, if this happened when I went to McDonald's, I'd probably go more.
Oh god!
Why if you touch anything that was in his anus mouth? No! Thankfully, we are way beyond that threat.
What an adventure that we went on. Where we watched
That's too kind.
we watched a kid in a wheelchair be thrust around in various different directions.
Yes, thrust. Let's go with that.
While holding a hideous alien creature being chased by FBI agents who have no seeming reason to be chasing them other than...
For 5 whole minutes in the entire film.
Yeah, well, they had to get that in there to make sure it was also like
just
ET.
didn't give a shit.
Yeah, like, oh, they showed up at the last minute. Just like, oh yeah, we're supposed to be mimicking ET here. Let's put some FBI agents.
Where's our walkie-talkies?
This is your first impression of this movie. What did you think?
My leaning on this bottle should say enough. This was an abortion of a movie.
Oh, if only. No, it went out there. They gave it a try.
There's full gestation period on that one.
The question is, why did they try?
Oh, put it down. It's not. It can't protect you. All right.
But it makes it feel less painful. It makes it feel less painful.
So does this live up to the aura that you'd heard of Mac and Me?
Well, live up to is too strong of a words. I would say this is...
Did it live down to it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's a better question. Holy crap. This was by far the worst movie I've ever seen.
Really? Really?
And I have seen many terrible, terrible things. I am at a loss for words.
It feels just like a giant...
We broke him.
This, yeah, right. It broke me. It broke me.
Right at the beginning.
This, not even. It took about halfway.
I don't
to
think
do
he's
that
going to be
far.
a returning guest.
So, Al, tell me how you finished your nuggets with 20 minutes to spare.
I can't even sit comfortably. I need you to know this. This is your fault. There's no angle at which I can possibly find. Ugh. Like I'm.
Wait, watching this film didn't want to make you eat more
No,
nuggets?
no, it didn't at
But
all.
there are McDonald's M's everywhere in it.
I hate the letter M now. Like, that's how bad this is.
But your initials.
I know, and I want to change them. Like,
We can start calling him Arcus Or.
Arcus.
Yeah, there you go.
Arcus now.
From this point
We'll
on.
split it in half. We'll call it Narcus Nor.
No, because that's terrible. And
Luckily,
so was
there
this
isn't-
experience.
Luckily, there isn't a single M in my name, so I'm fine. You're effed.
Very MF'd, if you will.
This entire script is written by an advertising agency. I mean, I don't want to completely recount everything for you, but essentially, there's a very conspicuous trip to McDonald's, which one of the main characters works at. The aliens drink some sort of liquid out of the soil on their home planet, and the equivalent of it on Earth is Coke.
Can we just acknowledge that the grossest thing about that is that they just, like, they pierce the land itself, and it just squirts whatever the hell that was. It just skeets out liquid, and they drink it.
I was like, what is that? That's our friend Beer.
That's our
Giant
fifth
jet
member.
Like, what have you got to say, little bastard?
This is a high...
What's that? Oh, it was awful. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
This is a high gravity, so it's doing its overtime on itself as well.
He's a real trooper.
I actually remember seeing this movie as a kid. I remember seeing it on WGN whenever it existed as WGN. It was at a time when I didn't know the difference between a good movie and a bad movie. Every movie was a movie to me, so it was like, yay, images. But I knew there was something wrong with this movie. I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Your spider sense tingled.
Yes.
Like little Franklin Jr. just couldn't.
It was
there was
like
something off.
Big Mac Whopper Jr. back in the day.
Yeah,
something
there
was
you
wrong
go.
with it, and I didn't know what it was exactly. It wasn't until much later whenever I figured it out.
I love that he remembered this in this great, like, Proustian moment of involuntary memory when there's all kinds of Chicago things. I guess
Oh
the family's supposed to be from Chicago, and they've moved out to wherever has a desert conveniently nearby. But there's a ton of Cubs and
They
Bears
just love
stickers.
the Bears and the Cubs.
But there's just
But apparently not the White Sox.
No one likes the White Sox. There's a WGN sticker. If I was like,
That's funny because WGN is how I always saw this movie on TV.
if this movie won an Oscar, what insanely specific category would have to be invented in order for this film to win?
And the winner for product displacement.
Yeah, I don't want to use any of these products now that I've seen this film. It's like, fuck Coca-Cola.
And the award for best cameo by a mascot goes to Ronald McDonald.
Oh, no. I'd say the award for the most cutbacks between stop motion, puppetry, and midgets in a costume ever made. Because at all times, E.T.'s basically just a puppet, right?
Yes.
E.T.'s a puppet. This movie, there's stop motion in it. The puppetry is
Green screen.
Yeah, sometimes he's green screened in. When he falls off the cliff, there's just a green screened in. Oh no, he's in the water. There's several shots of they just cut to clearly a child or a little person in a costume just running around. The puppetry isn't even any good. So the spoiler alert: the final part of this film involves the government granting citizenship to Mac and his entire family.
The entire family.
Which seems awful. Shouldn't they have returned them to their home world or something?
No.
Well, could they?
No.
They sent a rocket to the...
Technically, they could. If they could vacuum them off of their planet in the first place. Surely you could just put that vacuum in reverse like they did in Spaceballs. It's the same kind of sci-fi logic.
Mega.
I gotta go. I'm sorry. I have to go.
Oh! I think I'll go ahead and grant a second one too. I think this movie deserves the award for best use of a 1980s era van. Oh my God, there is a van in this that has vinyl blinds in it.
It has everything but wooden panels.
Yeah, or one of those little ladders on the back. It's one of those vans from the 80s that almost was symmetrical. Like it came to the point at the end, but it kind of came to the point at the back of it too. So it just looked like this weird rocket car from the future, except it was a big van that you could fit your family in.
Yeah, it's better than Back to the Future.
Is there a van in that movie?
The Libyans.
The Libyans.
Look, if you liked E.T. as a kid,
just continue watching E.T.
Continue watching E.T.
Whichever version you find.
But this is an incredible film to watch. Just the audacity that two massive, mildly evil corporations thought that they could win our hearts with the ugliest, most inhuman, just creep-tastic puppet ever made on the history of the planet. It's just amazing to see. And they failed. Thank you so much for watching Bad Movie Drinking Game. My name's Kurt.
Brian.
Marcus.
Franklin.
Cut.
Tú, solo tú, has hecho de McDonald's un sitio para toda la familia. Los precios que ofrecemos son bajos de verdad y lo que cocinamos es de pura calidad. Y para ti estamos cocinando, sí, para ti estamos preparando las cosas deliciosas que hacemos aquí en McDonald's.
Of all the E.T. knockoffs I can think of, this is my favorite.
There's only really one E.T. knockoff that's any worse than this, and that would be the film Nuki, which is, we're not going to trouble you with doing an episode.
Spelled exactly how it shouldn't be.
Yet.
Yes, Nuki, which is what we did to those McNuggets.
Which is why it's not sitting well at all.
It is to Mac and me as Mac and Me is to E.T.
The only abbreviation in this one is there's a outrageously romantic computer named Eddie. Don't watch this film. Watch Mac and Me.
Or do, but just know that you've been warned. I'm pretty sure the tape broke.
I did it all for the Nuki.